In this video, I'm going to show you how we can use ChatGPT to quickly write funding applications, whether we're raising money from venture capitalists, from angels, or maybe we're trying to get a grant for our charities. It doesn't really matter. We can use ChatGPT to very quickly put together funding applications and allow us to apply to far more opportunities than if we were doing it manually. Now, this is going to build on the work from the last few videos or the last few newsletters if you're reading along. If you want to get everything together, make sure that you are subscribed to the newsletter. It's totally free to sign up. If you want to get the premium version that has some extra details, it's going to be $5 a month. But just using the normal process was going to be enough to get you started. The particular prompt I'm going to be showing you today is going to build on the one-pager that we've created over the last couple of prompts. So what we're doing here is something called prompt chaining. We're taking one ChatGPT prompt and then taking the output from that prompt, feeding into the next prompt, and then taking the output of that prompt and feeding into the next prompt. This is the fourth prompt now in this chain, and it's going from one to the next to the next to the next. This leads to a much better result than if we were just asking ChatGPT, hey, write me a fundraising application. That's not going to work. Instead, we need to go through the steps and we need to feed in the right information at the right times in order to get the best results from ChatGPT. So here's the particular prompt from today. You'll be able to find it below this video. Act as a fundraising strategist for my business. Read my one-pager. So that's going to be above this in your ChatGPT interface. And the funding instructions on this page. At this point, we're going to feed in some instructions. So, for example, this is just an angel financing company. So they finance companies or startups that are looking for cash. So here we go. They have a list of application requirements. So you need to include your elevator pitch, the problem you're solving, solution, addressable market, etc., etc. Every single funding source is going to have a page like this, and using the last prompt, you should now have a list of potential prospects. I recommend you go to their websites and manually find their requirements, this kind of page that you're looking at now. The reason is we can get ChatGPT to do it, but it's not very accurate, and it's just so much faster to go to a website like this and look around and be like, okay, here we go, entrepreneurs apply for funding. Boom, we found it. ChatGPT would take a much longer time, whereas we can just jump in and find it in seconds. So what we do is we are going to be combining the prompt, that web page here, plus the details generated in our funding one-pager that we generated in the previous prompt. So what that looks like is this. So act as a fundraising strategist, read my one-pager, and the funding instructions on this page. I've added the URL. If you do not have GPT-4, if you do not have internet access, you can copy and paste the funding requirements instead. That works, whatever works for you. In order to generate the funding application, it says here, and a cover email. What that's going to do is take all the information you've previously given ChatGPT over the course of this week, over the course of these previous newsletters or videos. It's going to then look at the website and then generate a funding application. So have a look at this. This is the draft. So can you see it starts with elevator pitch, problem, solution, market, target clients, and business model. What's happening here is it's pulling it from this website. So elevator pitch, problem, solution, total addressable market, target clients, and business model. It is exactly matching the requirements of the funding application. And very importantly, it is not going to make things up. So here you see history of funding, and you see details of your management team. ChatGPT has a tendency to try and fill in the gaps when it doesn't know the actual details, but because of the way the prompt is written, it will not do that. It's not going to try and find that extra information. Instead, we have a line in there which will stop it from doing that. And that means that when we come back to this, or when we get the output, we need to then manually fill that in ourselves. For this particular application. Again, we can use ChatGPT to do that, to help us write that. But the main thing is ChatGPT is not just making stuff up. Otherwise, if we didn't specify this, ChatGPT would just make up some nonsense about my management team, and then I'd be sending in false information to a funding application, which is a big no-no. This prompt will also generate a cover email draft. Now, this particular funding application did not ask for a cover email. However, during the application process, if it's been sent by email, you are going to need to have a cover letter. Also, if it's not an email, but rather like a form that you fill in, generally there'll be a space for an introduction. So this prompt is also going to generate that for you as well. So, dear Golden Seeds team, I'm inviting you to apply for funding, blah, blah, blah. And it will follow it's going to match and correspond with the application that's been sent in as well. So if you are part of my premium VIP area, I'm actually show you in the VIP area how we make this more personal. But that you'll be able to read in the premium newsletter. If you are not subscribed to that, it's £5 a month. You get 25 extra issues. Each issue is going to be doubled, basically, because you're going to have the normal prompt, which we've just covered, followed by the premium prompt. So it's a nice way to up your game and really learn more about ChatGPT and apply more ChatGPT in your day-to-day business. Okay, that's it for today. Tomorrow, we're going to move on and look about how we respond and create pitch decks for the particular investors who are interested in hearing more from us. So what we've been doing up until now is going through a process of finding potential funding sources, generating funding applications. Now we're going to start hearing back from them. At this point, and only at this point, we're going to start to put together a pitch deck, which is a PowerPoint presentation, basically, in order to detail more about what it is we can offer them. So that's going to be in the next newsletter. So subscribe if you're not subscribed, and it's going to be in the next video.